And we're back with what I believe is going to be the last video. Okay, so we're almost done with the scripting stuff. The last step to do is clean up the script. And what do I mean by clean up? Well, there's a bunch of old sound related stuff in the script that doesn't need to be there anymore. This is what I do to find it. I go to the top of the script and I search for sound. That's going to find every single sound related subroutine that's in the script, and anyone that you land on that is related to Fleep, obviously just leave it alone. But you will find more. Okay, so here's an example. When this solenoid callback runs, it plays a sound called FX relay. Now, Fleep does not have any function that handles relay sound effects, so we're going to leave this one alone. We want to keep that sound in the sound manager, and we want to keep this line in the script. Here is the plunger solenoid. When the plunger fires, it fires off this popper sound effect. All right, well, that's actually one we want to replace. I believe. So I'm going to go back up here. Okay. So under the key up section of the tutorial, that's where it handles the plunger ball release. And that kind of includes like a solenoid sound effect, I believe. So instead of playing this sound effect, we're going to use sound plunger release ball. All right. Is that correct? I believe so. Okay. The flipper diverter. Flipper 3. I don't know what that is, so let's look at our table. I think it's actually this thing. Yeah, that's the diverter. And it plays a flipper sound effect when that thing moves, I guess. But I'm going to search for flipper 3. Flipper 3 is on layer 1. Okay, it's actually also right there. You know, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to leave that sound effect alone. Okay, so we already commented those out. Drop targets. Fleep does not handle drop target sound effects, so any drop target related sound effect I'm going to leave. That's already Fleep. Yep. Oops. I missed one. In the very first video, I missed something. I didn't delete this plunger key line. So we replaced it with this one, but I forgot to delete the old one. So that's why we do this check at the end. Man, hadn't had the coffee hadn't kicked in, I guess, when I made that first video. All right. These are all Fleep. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting into a topic I want to discuss. So this is these sound effects are played when you hit a rollover switch. Well, Fleep handles all of that, and all the switches, all the rollover switches are going to be in the rollovers collection right here. And so the rollovers collection is going to fire all the rollover sound effects. That means we don't need any of these anymore. We're going to delete all of them. Okay. What is this? Flip hit 3. Switch 38. See, okay. This is Fleep. Implementing Fleep is tricky because you run into these situations where it's not, there's no specific guidance on how to deal with some of these objects. So you just kind of have to use your head and see what's going on. We're going to do a search for switch 38. That's a wall on layer 1. This thing. Okay, so I don't know what that does. I'm just going to not mess with it. I'm going to look into it a little bit later, but for now I'm just going to move on. Bumpers, slingshots are good. Okay. You'll run eventually into a bunch of functions that deal with sound effects like vol, pan, pitch, and so on. And we need to get rid of these. These are the old script functions, and they're completely replaced by Fleep. In some cases, they're duplicated by Fleep. Bam. Okay. These comments are not valid anymore. I'm going to delete those. Okay, and here we have all the old collection hit functions. If you go back to the table, look in the collection manager, there are collections here like metals, medium hit, metals 2 hit, and so on. And those collections were used for dealing with sound effects, but now we're going to be replacing those collections with our new Fleep collections and our new Fleep hit subroutines. So we can delete all of these, including the random rubber sound, random flipper sound subroutines. Delete. And now we're at the top of the Fleep code, so we're done. Let's save it. Oh, we haven't even got to listen to anything yet. So that's coming. But first we have to add a bunch of objects to our new collections. Okay, so let's go back to our collection manager, see what we got. Well, actually, I'm going to go back up in the Fleep tutorial to reference which collections we need to look at. So let's start with metals. There's nothing in the metals collection right now, but we do have these 3 collections here that already contain metals objects. You know, I don't think you can see I mean, you can see what objects are in there by just opening the collection itself, and there's all of these walls. But I wish there was a way to just group select all of them from this list. I don't think there is one, unless these elements are grouped together. They are. Maybe we can group select them that way. So let's see, wall 5. I go to edit, select element, search on wall 5. It's on layer 1, select. Yeah, so if I click that one, it group selects all of those walls. So what I think I'm going to do is use that to my advantage. I'm going to right click on that. And then I'm going to add all of those to the walls collection. What I also am going to do while they're all selected is I'm going to make sure that hit event is selected for all of these. And for metal walls, use hit threshold 2. All right. Now, if we were implementing Fleep, we would probably, implementing nfuzzy, we would want to make sure that the physics material is selected correctly too, but we're not doing that right now. So now if I click on these, has hit event 2. And they're all in walls collection. No, they're all in, we want them in metals collection, not walls collection. My bad. Metals, obviously. So let's look at metals medium. Edit, select element. That's already open. Collection manager, metals medium. Wall 3 is in there. Let's go to wall 3. Where are you at, wall 3? Layer 1, select. So this, okay, they're saying this is a metal wall. I think it's probably not metal. I think it's wood. You know, all of these objects here, I'm guessing it's going to be wood. I could do some more research to find out for sure, but let's make them wood. So I'm just going to call all of these, assign these to wall instead of metal. And make sure they all have their hit events on. The threshold of, for walls, probably 2. Okay. The next one. I don't know what metals to. It's empty, so I'm just gonna not worry about that one. I think we're done with metals. Apron. These two walls here and this one, I guess they're 3 walls. Those define the apron. Make sure it has a hit event. 2. Yeah, you might make that 1, I don't know. And you want to assign to or add to collection apron. That's done. Walls. I already did walls. Rollovers. Okay, so there's not many rollovers on this table. Well, there's this one, and then there's these. Guess it's the normal amount. Assign to rollovers. One thing I don't like about this is that a lot of these are unlocked. Lock your objects, guys. Okay, targets. I believe these are already in collection. So one interesting thing about this table is that there's drop targets and there's stand-up targets. Like in this bank, for example, you see how there's drop targets and stand-up targets. I'm not sure which is in the collection targets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of them anyways, manually. I believe that's all the targets. And I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that they don't get unselected when I right click. Yes. Add to targets. That unadded them, so let's re-add them. Okay, so now all of the targets, if I right click on, yeah, they're all added to targets. Cool. Gates. So gates is for plate gates, and then there's gate wires for wire gates. Collection manager, gates. There's already 4. Gate 2, okay, so. Oh, by the way, make sure targets has a hit event. If I shift and then click on one, I select just one. So this one has a hit event of 2. That one has a hit threshold of 0. I don't know if I like that. Well, I'm going to make them all hit event with a threshold of 1. I could regret that later. Well, we'll see. And the gates, we were on the gates, so they're all wire gates, I believe. So we're gonna actually assign, add these to gates wire. And we're gonna take them off of gates. So if I shift select one, you'll see that it's just in gates wire. Almost done, guys. Rubbers. Luckily, this one already exists. And I think we're good with it. But, all right, I think we're good with the rubbers. Those are all there already. Let's save it. All right, moment of truth, right? I'm pretty sure there will be a problem, but we'll find out. So I'm going to close this now. All right, we're going to reopen our game. And let's see if we get some sounds. When we play the game, the ROM sounds will be on, but I'm going to turn those off so that we can just focus on the Fleep sounds. So we'll press F1, uncheck use sounds, and then let's exit out of here. Okay. Let's cross our fingers and hope it works. Oh, that sounds good. Ah, that was the drop target sound that we were hearing there. That's not a Fleep sound. Oh, hey, it's working. Uh-oh. Ah, it's always something. What do we have here? So it's getting a null error. It's probably because active ball is an active ball issue. How do we debug this? So what happened was it went into this little lane here and it hit the kicker and, you know, gave us a null error. I don't know, this has never happened to me before, but I'm gonna try something. I'm going to just use that lockup. I'm going to replace active ball with the lockup. That'll use the position of the lockup. Let's see if that fixes the error. This is a bit of a hack, but it's more of a debugging technique. Okay, I'm putting it debug mode. This is a good way to test the sounds too. Let's put it in here. Let's see if we get the issue. Nope. So there's some ball management issues with this table I need to figure out. All right. I'm getting getting flipper sounds. That's good. Everything sounds pretty good. The drop target sounds a little annoying, but that's not Fleep. Well, there you have it, guys. Let's hear a drain. Oh, what do you know? We have, needless to say, we have some work to do on this table still. So, but Fleep is in, and I'm done. So, thanks, guys. Okay, I wanted to just quickly add a little addendum to the video. I figured out what was going on with that null error during the sound saucer lock call. Previously, I had this sound saucer lock calling after this line here. So sound saucer lock was over here. And I guess this line changes the active ball info. I guess it deletes a ball, I don't know. But just moving it over here solved the issue. And so I set sound saucer lock to use active ball again. And let's just test it out. And there we go. Works. All right, guys. Good luck with it. See ya.